It's the coach of the Motostoke Magmortars, Dominic, here today with another long-awaited episode of the Coach's Lounge, solo episode. So I kind of have some problems recording audio from my end from Discord from others. So we're gonna do a solo show, and I don't remember the last show we did, but we're just gonna go for a solo show here. We have no reason not to. Let's see if I can show myself. Yeah, there we go. I don't have a problem with that. Can't get the screen to fully fit like I want it to. Oh, there it is. So we'll do that. And welcome everybody. Long-awaited intro. You know, that's fine. Let me know if anyone has any issues. I'm gonna say that I'm just live in the chat. I'm gonna say I'm live for podcast. Make sure I'm live. Yeah, here we go. So, yes. Let's talk. We have a lot to go over. I'm going in this blind. I'm not sure the last time we left off, but if I knew, I would tell you. So I'm just going to assume the last time we talked was probably week 5. So we have about 2 weeks of battles we can go over, which I don't think I'm going to go over all of them, just the notable ones. I'll try to give everyone a mention from what I remember. It's about the midway point of the season. I mean, week 7 is the midway point, so we are past the halfway point for most teams. Not all the battles are submitted, so you know that might not be followed as well. But oh my God, I am moving. I'm hustling and bustling all over the place, but we're good now. We're in a good spot, and we're gonna just go over, you know, who's really kicking some butt and taking some names, who's really fallen off. You know, there's some people that. Not say any names, but I've just really disappointed, especially with their roster talent they have. We'll get into it. You know, go over some pickups. You know, what I'm predicting for the second half of the season. Maybe look at it a little bit of an all-star watch. And just go from there. You know, it's a solo show. So I can kind of just riff. One of my favorite podcasts is a college football podcast. So you guys, maybe only Blake and Noah would be the only people interested. But, one of my favorite guys on there. There's only 3, so they're all my favorite, but he always does these solo shows, so I kind of feel like him right now, which is cool. You know, he probably has more of a topic than I do, but he might not as well. He kind of just goes, so I'm just going to go and see where we start and finish at. So I'm just going to go for it. You know, I'll try not to check my phone. I'll try to be engaged, make sure the people are getting what they want. Let me see if anyone's joined. It's not my favorite. Fuku's here. Hey, not my favorite on the show, like on our show. Like the favorite on the show I listen to that has nothing to do with Pokemon. So that's the show I'm talking about. Fuku, by the way, if you have any idea of the last podcast, like the date we started that, I think it was week 6. I actually don't think you recorded with me. I think it was Justin. So never mind. But I'm gonna do a quick overview of week 7 and 6 and 7. You know, we'll do 6 first. I do want to start with this because I don't really remember this. What? Jacob kicked your ass, Fuku? That's crazy. Oh wow, this is a. Oh yeah, I remember this. Melodic just took over. He had nothing for Lele. Kind of also dominated. I'm assuming Pinsir had the correct moves for this match. Because couldn't really get anything going, huh? Poor Fuku. Don't really remember this one at all. I'm gonna have some trouble recollecting some of the week 6 games, but that's fine. Mitch, hold on. We'll have a conversation about Mitch. It's gonna be hard to remember all these individual matches, but we'll have a conversation about the Ludicolo Rain Dancers because this guy snaps. This guy's been going off. Oh my God, the first. Oh, I remember this. Sweet, absolute domination with the Comfey, with the, Latios, with weakness policy here. Also having the Moltres in the back just to, you know, mess around with him. Absolutely no answer game 1 for the combination of Cinderace and Latios with healing in the back from Comfey. I mean, even on paper, you think Gengar would have a good matchup, but I'm assuming a Psychic type move from Latios just knocked out Gengar. And I think this might have been the week where, I don't know if it was this week, but it could have been where Brandon was like, I had a choice scarf This is the yes, this was when Brian had said Brandon Dynamax first with the Gengar, but then he went second. Why is that? It's because choice scarfs and choice items in general don't work on Dynamax Pokemon. So could have maybe sashed your guy up. No, doesn't matter. Took a fat L, and then Cinderace. I mean, especially with this team comp, like what? If Cinderace has a Dark type move, he's going through Gengar. Obviously gonna have a Fire type move. Probably doesn't have Poison Jab, but just the sheer power of the Poison, of the Fire type moves is gonna be really troubling to Tapu Koko. Then Togekiss. Really, he can go for an Iron Head. He can do whatever he wants. Honestly, probably just a bad matchup in general for Brandon. Maybe he could have brought some more rain here, but you know, he always talks about how he like really loves Politoed. I don't think the usage for him in Politoed is very high. Let's check that out. Let's check out, see if we can get it for this season. How many times does it say how many times he's brought Politoed? It does down here. Armaldo is like one of the most Pokemon. Like, wow. Okay, never mind. Has he even brought it? Season 1. Okay, so not what I'm looking for. He's made one transaction, Duraludon, Dracovish. Oh, that the trade debacle. Is it on his team for this battle? Is it not? I'm not getting into that tonight. But it will be mentioned. I don't know. Oh, it does. It's over here. 4 times, so not as many as you would think. He's brought things like Flareon more often, and we'll get into him more later. We're talking about the battles right now, so we'll move on past that. This was definitely one of Noah B's better battles. He really gave it to Justin. Very close game. The Como, you know, I'm pretty sure Sableye had 3 moves, so the fact that he brought it once is just epic. Not the first time he's done that. Dubwool, shout out to Dubwool. You know, body press, cotton guard, shenanigans. Causing some issues, you know, taking some names, really slowly chipping down Justin's team, but, you know, that Ice Horse is a problem for everybody involved. And I remember the Dusclops is barely winning in game 2. Noah almost had that for a big win. But the Arcanine Corviknight in game 1 were really troubling, especially to knock out that Clefable. And Palossand with the weakness policy proccing. Good matchup against this team. And obviously he turned it around a little bit with his own Dusclops. Cursula did nothing. Don't think Cursula's on his team anymore, but you know, just this was a very back and forth matchup, and I'm glad it happened because this was a strong game. Everyone enjoyed it. It was long, but it was fulfilling. You know, you didn't leave like, oh man, I wish I saw more out of him. No, this is perfect. This is what you want. A best of 3 right here was this. Noah, Troyer, and Blake. Oh god, what happened here? A little bit of Prim. I see that. Prim versus Cress with an indirect kill probably from the G-Max Vine last year. Maybe like a Sludge Bomb poisoning to get that dub. Very interesting. Got a lot going on sometimes. Just can't remember. Crest is coming out, having a good time. This is a tough matchup. I mean, the Prim should be able to walk over some of this, but I don't know. Then Crook and Prim? I mean, the Crook can definitely take down that Crest. Volcarona might be able to counter, but I can't really remember this one, but it seems like it wasn't very close. Like, the first game was very close, but then the other 2 were just a 3-0 for Blake and a 3-0 for Noah to end it. Not as eventful as the first game, but nonetheless, 2-1 dub for Noah Troyer. Okay. Bailey and Adam. Oh, this one is a good one. I remember this. This was strong. This was a strong battle. The Weezing and the Regigigas against, you know, kind of stopping that Raichu Electric Lightning Rod, the Gyarados Moxie, the Grimmsnarl Prankster. But this was where Dim Shuda came out to play in game 2 and, you know, got some really quality Ice Beams and Psychics off. Gyarados, you know, I think he got rid of that Reggie pretty quickly. You know, Will-O-Wisped it, probably put some screens up, kind of neutralized it. But I think game 3, yeah, he tried to paralyze the Weavile. with the prankster and it didn't work, and Adam like backed off the Reggie strategy. Got him in the end with the Cole, with the Surf, and Cartana didn't really stand a chance. That Cole Weavile, was really strong against this team comp, especially because he brought Cartana this game and he didn't really have much for it. And I don't think I think Gyarados went up against no, it was like a waterfall or some move that I thought Bailey was gonna live and he didn't. That's what cost him. You know, these overviews are difficult for battles that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, man. I'm telling you. And then I'll talk about my battle with Benny. A lot of close rolls, a little bit of sour grapes from me. What happens. I do think I got outplayed a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think I played badly. I don't think I made any real mistakes that are going to cost me. He just played well, but the slow, the body pressing and the iron defensing when he doesn't need to, that did grind my gears a little bit. A little bit of unlucky rolls, a few misses. I think in game one I missed Icy Wind that would have helped me out a little bit. Get some chip off, get that speed slow. Oh, and I also missed, oh god, what was that? I don't even remember what it was at this point. I was just so angry afterward, but still a good game nonetheless. It was, obviously, both games were 1-0. I didn't get smacked up, I know that. Sylveon Hyper Voice, I just remember doing so much damage. It was so difficult to stop. Thought Sceptile would do more here, but it didn't. The Avalugg with the Icicle Crash. Oh yeah, the Icicle Spear, that's what it was. That did hit 5 times. It killed the Sceptile, even though I had the Light Clay from Lapras up and the I don't think I was Nexical Fairy at the time, but just having that up, and also I think could have been like -1 or something. I don't think he was -1, but him getting all 5 hits on that made it so I couldn't kill the Slowbro right away, and then made it much worse off for me. I think it would have won if that didn't happen. Won game 1 at least. I'm not sure about the rest of it, but these were close, and I appreciate this battle. It was fun. Alright, I'm going to move on to week 7. Maybe something I'll remember a little bit more. Oh, we didn't talk about this. I remember this one. I want to talk about this. Week 5, Noah B and Brandon. The battle of the bottom. And Brandon comes away for his first dub. 2-0. Just wrecking shop with Gengar. Shout out to Brandon for this one. Wasn't really that close. No, Brandon made a couple Brandon plays, but some of the Brandon plays also worked out. So, nothing but respect for Brandon here. I remember I was watching this one in the car. No, I was watching, I was driving, what one was it? It was Brandon against Noah Troyer a couple weeks ago, but it played later. And I just remember him making some plays that were just so questionable, man. But he made up for it against Noah. So kudos to Brandon for that. Alright, let's go over week 7 real quick. Try to see what I remember here. I think I'm just going to open them all up. See what I can remember. I don't know anything about this. I know it's a... I know Benny won. I know nothing else. That battle should be submitted here shortly. Maybe I can try to piece it together on my own, but don't know. So, Newbark United versus Galarian Gallades. I believe I was in and out on this one, but oh no, I wasn't. Never mind. I watched this. This was terrible to watch. This also made it so Blake didn't show up to meet Justin, and now Justin is gone. So just totally set the afternoon back for Blake, and I don't blame him. This toxic stall BS from Jacob was probably one of the lowest things I've seen in this league, but it worked. I mean, especially game 1. It didn't work game 1. Blake still won game 1. Game 2 happened again. Unbelievable. Maybe next time he'll pack Taunt or Heal Bell or Aromatherapy on his Alchemy. Jeez. Just didn't. I don't. But the problem is with this game 2. I don't think he has enough pressure here. Like Crest maybe is an auto bring against this team. I mean, maybe you just spam Rage Powder the whole time to Volcarona, but I've never even seen Blake use... Maybe he has, I'll have to rewatch, but I don't remember him going for Rage Powder very often. I mean, I'm assuming he has it, but I know he has, like, Quiver Dance, Bug Buzz, Heat Wave, Protect. So he's not running Rage Powder, which could help something like, stop this Toxic Stall. But alas, I mean, Regirock just kills Volcarona pretty easily too. But I do remember, maybe it was game 1, he killed the Regirock with a Giga Drain. That was hard. That was hard. It's beating like the guy you're super weak against with like a niche strategy because it's not stab grass. It was very interesting. In the game 3 with the going with the sand and getting some kills, Excadrill was a good matchup at that point. You had to be a little leery of Gastrodon and Volcarona. I guess Cress is also not. It's Levitate, but the Iron, the defensive boost with the stalliness of Goodra. I think he Dynamaxed Goodra here and went for like a, just tank some hits with the AV Goodra, which is an insane set. It's already got a high special defense stat, but I just don't think Blake had enough pressure to stop this Melodic from Toxic Stalling him. So, and I don't think he brought Rotom-Mow, so this was just probably really tough for him to beat. And I give him kudos for going to game 3 because just based on what was brought, not a great matchup. Not a great matchup. I do know he was doing the Decorate with Cresselia, and I think also Gastrodon, but just not enough. Just not enough here. But I got the dub. You did get the dub. That's correct. Next up, just very simple 3-0, 4-0 from Bailey. Dynamax Gyarados is a problem. He was getting off some Darkest Lariat kills too, and some Flare Blitz kills with Incineroar. And then the second game was just a Kartana sweep, just perfectly set up for him. I don't even know what he could do. Kartana destroys his team. Unless you have like a fire type move on Gengar, Kartana just wrecks his team comp. I mean, you would realistically think Scizor can be fine with it, but just a little chippiness from Incineroar and Raichu with the fake out pressure and all that. And I think he just Dynamax Gengar off rip. I mean, Kartana's so strong that it doesn't even matter. So, just not great from Brandon. Strong little come up from Bailey right now. He was down a little bit bad, but he's coming back, and mad respect. Oh man, me and Mitch, this was exciting. I do know that he, I missed that Draco Meteor in game 3, but that would have just been a really terrible way to lose. But thankfully he missed a high jump kick in return because karma's a thing, thankfully. I had wind for the Draco because Earth Power had a 31% chance to kill and Draco had a 75% chance to kill on the Cinderace. So I went for the Draco and it cost me dearly. Could have killed him much sooner, and I think I was in full control, but then I had to pray for the miss after that, which sucked. And I knew his Cinderace wasn't Life Orb, it was Expert Belt, so, those things happen, but he also made a spectacular read. He protected his Swampert the same turn I protected my Xurkitree, because I thought he was going to target my Xurkitree, but instead he went for the, I think it was the Clefairy with the Iron Head, and it was a poison type move, and it was such a smart play. Because I could have just killed the Swampert with an Energy Ball that turn, or I just could have killed the Cinderace that turn if I targeted it, but I thought he was going to target me and kill me with the Cinderace. Okay, kill the Xurkitree with the Cinderace. I thought that's what he was going to do, but instead he targets the Clefairy, gets that out of there, and also has the turn of Protect from Swampert, and then makes it so I can kill the Xurkitree next turn. It was genius. But this is probably one of the best games Mitch has ever played. He did go for the Sucker Punch on me. I think it was game 3, and that did cost him a little bit, on the Clefairy, because I think I clicked Follow Me or Protect, but he thought that was a higher priority than Follow Me, which it wasn't, so that sucked, but I didn't go for attacking either. Game 1 was just a very strong comeback by me. He started the match up 2-0. He got the Hydreigon and the Clefairy out of there really quickly, but with the Moltres, but I reverse sweeped him. And I remember Noah B said, "What the fuck, is he throwing?" No, I'm not throwing, man. Listen, I'm not throwing. New Circuitry was less likely to survive, and I knew Mitch was more likely to target it. So I Dynamaxed that and knew that I could just go to town with that and then have Nidoqueen take chunks of damage out of the team that remained, and it worked out very well. I also knew that was the best way to beat the Moltres at that time, so that was nice. And I felt comfortable with letting Nidoqueen deal with the Comfey on its own. And Comfey, didn't, like, other than getting the weakness policy off, did not really have much of an impact for Mitch in this battle, but, Cinderace is just so threatening. Game 1 he didn't bring it, and Game 2 and 3 he did it, and both times it had 2 kills, so, I do think maybe Game 1, if I go for the Rock Slide instead of the Tailwind, I might be in a better spot long term, just so I could chip away that Moltres, but that's fine. I won this very close. One of the best games I've had in the MSBA. Very exciting. I know Mitch enjoyed it. He told me it was some of the most fun he's ever had playing. And that's all you can ask for, especially for an entertainer like Mitch. But now he's an entertainer that's improving, and that's very important. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Probably after I'm done recapping Week 7. This was a great one. Unfortunately, it cut out Game 3, but it was just very back and forth, very stally. I'm pretty sure this was like an hour long. The Steelix put in some work against Justin's team comp here. Finally got the Glass Tree out of here. Got some hail kills. Those are just painful. Porygon Z got some action. That's really nice. I think that's on Noah Baker's team now, but still cool. Yeah, these are all like 1-0s. The last game was a 2-0. Very exciting. Like, Glass Tree are just so dominating all the time. Like, you can't, there's like no good way to beat it. Like, the Ninetales is a fantastic idea. It just didn't do very much. The Como here is very interesting. I mean, if Prim has like a Dazzling Gleam, like anywhere, or Moonblast, like the problem. But it pairs so well with the Clefable, and I mean, he did kind of shut down the Clefable. Also, I respect Justin for recognizing that Gothitail's not a great Pokemon in this matchup. So he just relied on the Clefable to get the Clangorous Soul off. But he does need to be careful if he does his Clangorous Soul with like a team that has Dazzling Gleam somewhere. I don't think that would be good for Justin. But, this is a good game. Magic Clefable also had Friend Guard. I know it doesn't. I know it's Clefairy that does. But, gosh. Right, maybe make sure. Yeah, Magic Card unaware. I'm assuming he's unaware, but you never know. It's not singles. So, but this was a great game from what we got to see. Both teams were thinking really heavily on their toes, and I really enjoyed this one. Steelix, once again, just showing, like, this is why I got moved up a tier, and even now, in this draft league, rock types, steel types, ground types, I'm telling you, these, especially in a league like ours, is these defensive typings. Rock's not really that defensive, but just the sheer presence of the rock move is troubling, and has shown time and time again these are the strongest types in the league. Pokemon that have access to these moves to be able to boost their defenses. It's really great because most teams don't have that nuke button on their team that just can beat something after a defense boost or a special defense boost. So that's why these Pokemon seem to be dominating. There's only so little of things like Cinderace and Glass Tree, so you have to be able to just get those defensive boosts. Once you get those up, then you're hard to break through. And Justin recognizes that. Dusclop's a little trolly with the Will-O-Wisps and the Nightshades and the Ally switches and the Trick Rooms. Maybe Justin mixes up his Dusclops a little bit. I'm assuming he already has, but both of these teams are very good, and I expect to see them near the top at the end of the season too, because these teams just strong. I'm not familiar with something on Noah's team, but I'm looking at it afterwards. Then the last battle was Fuku and Noah B. This happened last night. And the new addition of Spectre on this team is very interesting. Surprised that Max Darkness didn't kill Spectre last night, but that's alright. The Bearticks are, it's a fan favorite, it's a league favorite. We all like Beartic, but just not sure about its damage output sometimes. I think could be a little bit over reliant on Beartic. Baz B had it right, but don't know if Noah's got it right, and I don't think Brandon had it right either. So I don't know if Brandon actually had it. Let me look. Someone had it last year, right? No, not sure. Maybe it was Brandon. Yeah. It's all right. It's not doing terribly. But I just think it could be better. And I also think Noah's team could be better. But that's okay. Feeney doing alright. The Mianshao, really nice pressure here, and Chinchino just absolutely showing up with this skill link. Really impressive. Heliolisk shows up, that's cool. Doesn't It's the only Pokemon that lived at the end of the game because I think that Thundurus died to Life Orb. And just a redirection for Indeedee female for Fuku has been really nice. Um, this allows his Spectre to get moves off, or Thundurus to get moves off. And I also think Noah was going for moves that procced the Thundurus Incarnate's Defiant boost. So overall, just a good game. You know, maybe some move suggestions for Noah, or just set suggestions, but just think Fuku had the better matchup here. Alright, let's move on to, let's see Twitch chat. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's not go over week 8 yet. Let's go over transactions. Oh, okay. Alright. We got a lot to talk about. First off, we got, I think the last time we spoke was this Porygon 2 for Colossal. This allows Adam to go for the, the weakness policy shenanigans with Weavile. I'm a Porygon 2 fan, but this is a good move for Adam. This team comp just really gives him some solid offensive pressure and 2 cores with Weezing Regigigas and Cole Weavile with Pokemon that are great at supporting, like Zapdos is more than a supporter, but Serena and Blastoise. Really like this team comp for Adam now. Team's very strong. A big fan of this move for Adam. Emolga, useless. Avalugg, obviously not useless. Betting with the town on me with that thing. So definitely proving its worth there. Very good pickup. I think in that first Pokeball tier you have like probably 20 Pokemon that are actually usable. Emolga wasn't one of them. Avalugg is one of them. You find the Pokemon that are usable, you use them, and they work. Kudos to you, Benny. Alright, then we have Regirock for Noivern. I mean, nothing came of this for Fuku. We'll get into that later. There's a trade that was flip-flopped a couple times. Dracovish was supposed to be used against Noah twice, but wasn't actually used. And it was just this back and forth thing that made no sense. And that's why you don't do trades on a Wednesday night, 10 minutes before your battle. Don't do that. Don't do that. It just causes everyone else problems. Well, it doesn't have to, but causes the person you're playing internal strife. Like, be a little bit more fair. I don't think it was meant to be like that, but didn't matter. He didn't bring it. And yeah, but Dracovish is now on the top 10 Beartix, and I think that the rain is really helpful for Dracovish, just with a little bit of added boost for those water type moves in the rain. Why not? Dracovish can, put some holes in the wall. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure here. Oh, no. Dracovish is on the New Orleans Pelipers now. Forgive me. Duraludon offers Brandon. Oh, it was Duracell. I remember. That's why I remember, because I always remember batteries. What are we talking about? This gives him some more type coverage. I didn't have a Dragon type Mon. He has Steel type Mon, but it's not weak to the same things. So this is a good pickup. I mean, we'll see how well it's used. And Dracovish for Noah, for Justin's team. Let me check this out real quick. I mean, is Ursula still on this team? No, he has Scrafty, G-Max Toxtricity, Dracovish, Salamence. Very interesting. Now he has 2 dragon types. With that Glastrier just holding it up. He has three dragon types. Holy smokes. I mean, he must be really relying on Klefki and Clefable to stop that. Well, how many types are on this team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a decent amount. But no fire type, no grass type. Wow, okay. Surprising. We'll see how it goes for him. We'll see how it goes. And it's not even like, in the fairy types he has, I mean, Clefable's mildly offensive, but Klefki's not offensive. Toxtricity's kind of that mid-speed tier. That's one. I think that's Justin's next pickup. No, not yet, but we'll talk about it in a moment. Luxray is dropped by the new Bark United for Regirock. Very good pickup for Jacob. Gives him a weakness policy user, and I think he has good support for it. So it's a good move. Um, so we went from Stack Attack at the beginning of the season to Regirock. That's kind of funny. One viewer. Dang, I'm talking to the abyss. It's fine. Hatterene for Spectre. Now this is the move that in my head it's like, yes, Spectre is so strong. I've used it. It's so strong. But he had a great team comp for Hatterene. You know, he had the expanding force span with NDD female. He had the trick room with Reuniclus and NDD female. And I do get his point. He told me something like Reuniclus and Hatterene are pretty similar. I'm like, yeah, you're right, but I think Hatterene's just better. And it has that fairy type. It has Confusion Gmax for the Gmax Smite. So I get this. Now he's left without a Gmax. But he had a great trick room team. But this allows him, and he did have Lipard. He has Sun with Lilligant and Torkoal. He has so many modes. Now his team's massively improved, and he has Fake Out and decently fast fighting pressure with Mianchao. Chinchino's incredibly fast. So I guess he didn't really need that Trick Room option anymore, because now he has this mix of really fast Pokemon. Like, I'm pretty sure Heliolisk is pretty fast too. Yeah, it's 109. Now he had, look at this, 105, 115, 130, 111, 109, 106, and 90 with an 85 to boot. That's fast. And I guess now he only has 3 Trick Room mons. So he's probably not leaning into this Trick Room strat as much as I thought. Now he's adjusting, he's adapting. He said, I'm done with this Trick Room. I want to be able to outspeed people and kill them. And I think he has the threats to do it. And now his team's very troubling. I really like this team now. I do like Hatterene. Hatterene's still great on this team, but the Spectre pickup just adds a different dimension. That, you know, he did have that Psychic Stab with the Reuniclus. So, and the Indeedee, so I don't really blame him, and I think he also has expanding force span with Reuniclus and Indeedee with the Psychic Surge. So this is strong, and he has a lot of Pokemon that can hit 2 Pokemon at once, like the Indeedee and the Torkoal and the Reuniclus and the Rock Slides from Rhyperior, and I think like Discharge if he wants to do that. This is strong, man. A lot of annoying things here too. I'm starting to pick up on it. This is the first time I really dove into this. Really good. Really good. Or as George Costanza would say, pretty good. Don't copyright me, please, for that. And whatever. Oh, there's a trade. This is the trade I missed. Raikou for Porygon Z. I honestly, God, didn't know this happened. I saw Porygon Z on Noah B's team. I was like talking to him about it a little bit, but I didn't realize where it came from. I just like picked it up. So let's check Noah T's team now. Oh, this is good for Noah. He has Dracozolt and Raikou. Yeah, that's a little bit redundant, but I do like this. Raikou's more of a support Pokemon than you realize. Like, it's got a strong special attack set, you know, with 115. But it's got Snarl, Aura Sphere, you know, Thunderbolt, Protect, and it does like, I think it also has like Light Clay. I think it does have screens. Quash. It has Quash. Interesting. Yeah, it does have Light Screen and Reflect. It is known as a Light Clay user. So that's interesting. I like this element of this team. You know, so as Whimsicott, I feel like he never uses it. I'm surprised he still has it. How many times he brought it? 3. Yeah, he doesn't really use this much. He has the Venusaur still, which gets some usage. Very surprised that the Whimsicott. I mean, maybe he gets rid of it at this point. I mean, it's still very good. Would be well, it depends on how people are feeling, but it could be useful on the waiver wire for someone else. But I like it. And then let's see what Porygon Z does on this team. This is good. I mean, he does have special attackers, and you know, Dragon Ball can be a special attacker, so can Feeny. But for the most part, Palossand is there too, and then Arcanine can do it. But this gives Noah Baker a special attacker they didn't have before. So this is a smart move. I mean, the Raikou wasn't really doing it for him. But now he got rid of Toxtricity and Raikou, but I think the electric typing is good. But, I mean, he has the ice type, you know, to play around flying types. So, and the water types, what's he got for water? He has Tank Growth. I mean, he's fine. I wouldn't be too worried. I think this is a net positive for Noah Baker. Alright. The Toxtricity for Palossand to pick up, kind of just touched on that. I'm going to go to it real quick. Palossand, good pickup for Noah. He has ways to proc weak disc policy with that. And I think the ground typing really does benefit Noah here. It's a good move. Good move. And you saw it against Justin. It did some work. Did some work. Um, Rhyperior for Salamence. Now we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. He has 3 dragon types on his team, and he has an incredibly strong Trick Room mode. Maybe that's why he's trying to back off of it, because he had such a strong Trick Room mode. Now he has like Intimidate, Dracovish, and Salamence. So the only Trick Room mode really is now Dusclops, Glastrier, and Clefable. And Scrafty, I suppose. But now he doesn't have that like counter, because I guess Rhyperior and Glastrier are similar, and they're both very strong physical attackers and physically defensive Pokemon. But I mean, Glastrier gets rock moves, Glastrier gets ground moves, Glastrier gets fighting moves. You know, it gets the same type of moves that Rhyperior does, plus Ice type stab, and less weaknesses to things like water and grass. So I get the swap. I get the swap, and then this gives Fuku an actual different option for the Trick Room. Replaces Hatterene essentially with Rhyperior in that mode. That works. That works. I like it. I like it for both parties. Not sure about the triple dragon. I had the triple dragon. I got Hydreigon still, but remains to be seen. I mean, he's 6-1 for a reason. So just let him go with that. Then he also picks up Toxtricity. That's fine. He was kind of trying to shy away from that Trick Room mode is a little bit. Cursola is really difficult to use. Don't blame him for that. We touched on this a little bit. The Spectre, Hatterene, Hatterene, Spectre, Spectre, Hatterene, Hatterene, Spectre. Some stuff we had to do from a mod standpoint. Promise he's not that indecisive. Then he also lets go of Noivern for Heliolisk. Interesting move. Little less speed, just less strong of a Pokemon in general, but different types. And I think Fuku had. Maybe he wants to run it with Torkoal, which would be a great idea. Solar Power is very strong. I got my ass kicked once on a ladder against a Heliolisk in the sun. So this is strong thing you can do. I like it. And then I let Latias, who, had some good times on the Monostoke Mag Borders. It did. It was a strong boy. Strong girl, actually. Latios is a girl. Latias is a girl Pokemon. Latios is a boy Pokemon. Obviously, went 4-2, played 4 matches. He had some great support. It's very strong win rate. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy having this Pokemon on my team. Did some cool things, but for me, I just wanted a little bit more offensive pressure. I think Bucephalon adds that. It adds to Ghost typing, which I didn't have. I've realized my opponents next coming weeks have more normal types than I thought they used to. But that's fine. I mean, if it doesn't work, I get rid of it in 2 weeks, right? Can go pick Latias back up. Got time to do it, but I mean, very frail, and I'm well aware, 53 and 53, but it's got Clefairy next to it. It's a nuke. I'm interested to see. It's never got a kill in the MSBA, but I think that it can get one. It's pretty fast. I mean, just a fire ghost types, that's strong. That's tough stuff. With that beast boost ability, I do like the Ultra Beast. Those abilities are nice. But we're gonna move on. Shout out to the one viewer. I'm assuming people will listen to this on replay. You're not the one wasting a Thursday night talking to yourself, which I'm good at. I'm good at that. All right. So Benny's now 2-5, so that's something we need to know. Let me go get a drink of water. It's behind me. 1-5 Rays. That sucks. It happens though. Rays are one of the best teams in baseball. Goodrum home run solo tonight, by the way. Anyone likes baseball? There we go. Well, first off, what do we do with Mitch? This guy, he's the favorite right now against Noah Baker. I don't care about the past. Based on this season's performance alone, he is the favorite to beat Noah B. To get back to 500. He almost went above 500 against me. Like, that would have been insane. We would be talking about a 4-3 Mitch right now. That is unheard of. Just based on the history of this guy, We're talking 1, 2 win seasons all the time. And now he's sitting here with 3 wins. I might be the most he's ever had. He's 8-0'd somebody. 8-0'd! That never happens to the worst of them. A good player going through a rough patch at the beginning of the season. Benny. Now he's reeled off 2 straight wins after the embarrassment against Mitch. But, actually, he might have lost another one before going on a 2-game win streak. Besides the point, you see Mitch's team, and you have to actually stop and be like, okay, hold on. This guy's got something to him. He's got Tauros, which has some good abilities. I want to see how much he can venture out. Maybe he tries Anger Point one day. That would be epic. I don't know if he has anything to proc that. He's got Crobat with Inner Focus and Infiltrator. Just a nice support Pokemon. I mean, I know I like Smagdazone. I don't think you get rid of it, but maybe that slot could be improved. Swampert, Ludicolo, you know, they don't counter. They like complement each other in a way because you got the Water Grass and you got the Water Ground. It's nice. Comfey is just so good with Latios and Moltres, and he can kind of just pick and choose, like matchup dependent, what he wants to proc his weakness policy on, whether he wants to go for Dragon Psychic or Dark Flying. That is such an advantage. And then just the Berserk ability with that is so strong. And then just to have something like Cinderace that can just change types on a dime, that is a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. This team is strong, very strong, and Mitch has just improved the battler, so we don't need to sit here and belabor the point. Mitch Babbitt could be a playoff team. And he has Mimikyu. Just a good mon. I want to see Musicalist Pod, though. I really want to see it. It's a challenge. Make it work, please, Mitch. Maybe if you had Weezing, it would work a little bit better, but this is strong. Strong stuff. And on the flip side, we have his opponent, who, you know, he's been having a little bit of a rough patch in life, so I'm not going to harp on him, but all I'm going to say is that I think a team of this quality, he hasn't used PC yet, but like the Raikou and the Corviknight, the Arcanine, with the Sableye, the Palossand, Dragapult, Feeny, that should have more than 1 win. That's all I'm saying. Like, in these games, like, I mean, he's got 2-0 losses. That's surprising to me. And I mean, some of it might be prep based, some of it just might be unfortunate luck. Noah has never been the luckiest battler. He's had some really tough games. I think especially against Noah T in week 2, he had a tough time with some luck. I do remember week 1 against Adam, he had some unluckiness as well. You know, just the way she goes, but I really just hope that he gives Mitch a strong game. It should be fun going forward. I hope that's a good match. And you know, I don't know if he has playoff hopes, but I just maybe we'll see. Other surprises this season, Justin. I don't need to talk about Justin too much here, but just really strong comeback season. Last year, Dusclops. We should have learned our lesson with Josh. He was a playoff team last year. He got upset early by Bailey. Future runner-up. Or future runner-up after that match. Sorry. But, what is that? A light? What? Oh, there's no light in there, so it doesn't matter. Sorry about that. But this team is just a one-man show. Glacier, he's just putting it on him. I don't really think there's any other surprises. I mean, Bailey's doing a little bit worse than I expected, and so is Jacob, especially both after their championship runs last year. But you know, they're both hanging in there. Expect them to be in the race for the playoffs. There's 8 teams to make this time. Both expect them to be around there. Benny has an outside chance. You know, Brandon, I think he might be the worst player now. Mitch beat the crap out of him. This is an unfortunate fall for my former podcast host. Fuku's been having by his terms, a very mediocre season. This guy's a great battler. He's finding his way now. I can see he's finding his way. He might not have as much time, but he's just such a good battler. He knows what to do. He can also trip you up with just random stuff. But the thing with him is he doesn't try to fit a square peg into a round hole. He finds the round hole in whatever he's trying to do, his creative, unorthodox strategy. He does it. So kudos to Fuku. Noah T just having another stronger season. Coming to expect that from him. I feel like this top four is just really strong, and Blake is knocking on the doorstep. So I'm really excited for the rest of the season, just to see these battles, see how it keeps moving, because we're moving in a good direction. We're moving in a good direction. I do want to look at the stats real quick. See what we got going. Oh, I don't want that. I want this. Active season kill leader. I mean, this is like freaking like Wilt Chamberlain in the 60s type stats. What the hell? A KD of plus 33? That's outrageous. You should get a t-shirt every time you kill this thing. Holy crap. Wow. Okay. Nidoqueen is 7th in the league in kills. What the hell? With a KD of 11? Nidoqueen. I almost dropped it after week 1 for Nidoking. I'm glad I didn't do that. It's really held strong. Glass shirt. Wow. Just wow, man. Cinderace, putting it on him too. Prim, impressive. Plus 11 KD. Thunderous. Want to say one of the best keepers, if not the best keeper ever. Round 5, this Pokemon is so strong. Prankster, Defiant, Thunder, and Flying type. It is a decently bulky Pokemon. Not incredibly bulky, but it's got enough for a draft league. Wow. Just crazy season. Clefable might be an all-star just based on it being there. It's done more than Dusclops has for sure. This follow me bullshit. Most deaths, I mean, yeah, you've seen it's dying for the team. Clefairy has a lot of deaths too. Does have one Icy Wind kill now, though. That's pretty cool. Landorus T has been underwhelming, and I don't want to say Kartana's been underwhelming. It's just really frail, so if it doesn't get it off, it doesn't get it off. But this just absurdity of how Landorus T just not doing it really. It just hasn't. Not this season. Let's see its stats. We can check that out. First season in the MSBA, Landorus Steerin has a KD of 5 and 10 with a win rate of 18% calculated per leg brought. Wow, so it basically means 18% of the games it's played in, it's won. That's really low. That makes me very curious about Rillaboom. Let's check that out real quick. Load. Now, yeah, this has a win rate now of 41.86%. A KD of 37 and 30. That's not great. And it's not having a great season either. It went so well last year. I mean, it's obvious all-star. Now it's not even in the running. It's a little wild. Surprise. I mean, all-time kill leader. Do you ever expect to see freaking Steelix up there? No. But this is astronomically insane. 50 KD. Unbelievable. 37 of those this year. We got half the season left to go. Can anyone stop this? I don't know. I've never seen this. This is absurd. Absurd. Gyarados is really doing well for Bailey. It's good to see the Weezing Reggie strategy work. That's cool. Circuitry just really turning it on in the last couple weeks. Latios doing well for Mitch. It's interesting because you have some teams that have been doing really well and they're not even close to the active season kill leaders, like Blake's team. Like, I don't know. This is just good times. We're having some real winners. 25% win percentage is low. Like, I don't know. The thing with Bailey's team is that a lot of his Pokemon just die. Like Grimmsnarl always dies, Kartana always dies. It's very interesting how this is working out. And DD female usually gets an L. Dragapult's pretty frail. Comphase, sacrifice. But it always does its job. But this is the problem. Gengar's obviously a frail Pokemon. But it's the Pokemon that you've been using the most to get kills. And it's not living. So I think there has to be an adjustment there in the strategy to maybe Dynamax something or switch the items up on something to get some more usage out of the rest of Pokemon in your team. Because I don't think Gengar, for as much as I like Gengar, just not working out as the ace of your team. And he had this infatuation with Armaldo as well. It just doesn't work. But yeah, I will try to compose an all-star team coming up here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll look at more than just KD. But yeah, let's move on to week 8. Try to wrap this up in an hour, so I'll be quicker about this one, promise. Game of the week, me versus Blake. Put the season stats on here too. You know, he's got some things. This is like one of those things where you point at something and then you can point at the other thing. But I think the X factor is something like, for Blake, I think it's Garchomp. Just a strong Pokemon. Could do very well against my team. Can stop Metagross. Can stop Blaziken. Can stop Nidoqueen. If he gets lucky, if Hydreigon doesn't OHKO it, now it stops Hydreigon too. The only thing that really has a problem with it, and it also stops Circuitry, the only thing that has a problem is Clefairy, I guess, and Lapras. So, man, I guess Aerodactyl can do decently. So can Sceptile, but like, that's the X factor for him. Bicefalon also has a problem with Garchomp, but just depends on how it goes. Now I have X factors against him. Bicefalon, you know, I can take out a lot of different things on his team. Rotom-Mow is not great against this team, but it's definitely good for Lapras if he can get around the ice typing. Darmanitan can absolutely nuke half the Pokemon on my team if it tries hard enough. Crest is going to be a pain in the ass to take down. That's probably why I kept Hydreigon. You know, just for the option. I'm not telling you what I'm bringing, but I'm just saying, like, that option is necessary for Cresselia because that's a terribly difficult Pokemon to take on. I mean, obviously I'm going to say myself, but I think this is going to be such a close match. This is dependent on who plays what. So, yeah, I'm getting a phone call here, but I'm just going to let it go for now. So, yeah, that's what I got for this. Alright, let's go back a step. Next up, we got Vermilion and Adam. This is also a great matchup. Let me check this out. Alright, here we go. This is I have 46 messages. Oh my gosh. Whew! It's the most I've had in a long time. Sorry for that, guys. Promise I wouldn't check it. Got a ring though. Alright, this is like so interesting. The Weezing's gonna be an X factor here. But now he has Rhyperior to take out the Weezing. But he's got Mudsdale to take out half this team. But then he got Thundurus to mess around. I do think Adam has the advantage here. Because Cole and Zapdos can really mess up Thundurus, Incarnate, and Spectre. I mean, Spectre does have the Max Quake from the Mud Shot, which will be interesting. But the Reggie can definitely do some work here with like an Ice Punch. Weavile's strong. And this Alolan Marowak can take out... If Trick Room goes up on Adam's end, which I don't know if he'd actually set it off. He probably wouldn't. But it's even... What's his Trick Room setter? I don't think he has one. Unless Bombi gets it. Or you're going to Speed Swap or something. Don't really know what Marowak's still doing on this team. It doesn't. There's no Trick Room, though. Unless he's expecting him to put it up. That's the only way he can get the Spectre out with the Marowak. But, you know, that threat is there. Zapdos just has a really strong matchup here. Like, other than that Rhyperior, it's very good. It's very good. Nicole can check a couple things. He does have G-Max Blastoise. I mean, that doesn't really do anything, but it can stop the Torkoal and Rhyperior. Doesn't set the rain, though, because of the water type move. This could be close. I think Adam has a little bit of an advantage. Just it's very hard to see why, but like I just think like Adam can chip away and do some different things with his abilities, with the wheezing and the Reggie, and then also just like weakness policy, steam engine. I think Zapdos can chip away pretty well at some of this team. In fact, they can handle Spectre well. So I'm gonna say 2-1 Adam, but it could go either way. I think X Factor here though is it's not an X Factor. It's just really good, but Zapdos. That's what I want to say for that. Blackthorn City and Sir Chester, really? Alright, let's check it out real quick. This is definitely, I mean, the Sun can do a lot of work against Bailey's team, can stop Kartana's tracks with just the Ninetales in general, but the Venusaur itself, doesn't do that much. It does stop Grimmsnarl, but Gyarados and Raichu can play around with, the Raichu supports the Gyarados so much, and so does the Grimmsnarl to the Gyarados with the screens. But it also kind of knocks out some of Bailey's Pokemon, like Tentacruel. But I think Mamoswine just does so much work here, except against Steelix, but and Hitmontop. And the Hitmontop might be the X factor for Noah, just based on it being able to intimidate and just stop things in its tracks. It also can definitely help take out Incineroar and Kartana. It's nice. Maybe Dusknoir comes out here and does some work. But yeah, I think there was supposed to be a waiver for Dimshuda. I might need to check up on that real quick. Did you release Dimshuda? Might need to change that. Kind of remember him saying something about that. So let me get back to you. But I still think this is 2-1. No, I think Hitmontop and Crook, the two Intimidate users, really just hinder Bailey's team here. He can put in some strong work. And those are both Incineroar counters. So Ludicolo, Raid Dancers, Everground Explodes. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but it's fine. I'll touch it again. Mitch 2-0. Just the pressure of the Moltres. He has to go off with Feeny and Ninetales in the ice. But the Cinderace is just so troubling here. Even if it's not Dynamax, the Sucker Punch threat is very problematic. He has to Poison type moves. He has to Fire type moves to knock out this ice. Swampert doesn't really do much, but it can stop the Arcanine, so maybe he goes Ludicolo here to deal with the Tangrowth. Mimikyu stops Porygon Z. I mean, it does have a Dark type move, but it's also neutral because of Fairy. I think Mimikyu can really bother things like Dragapult. I mean, yes, that is a Ghost type Pokemon, but just that Disguise is so troubling. I think, and I can see Crobat just putting in a lot of work. I have 2-0 Mitch. I can't believe I'm saying that. Maybe his X Factor here is Corviknight. That could do some work. Corviknight could do something. But, it can definitely take out that Comfey. But then Cinderace can just come in underneath it. For now, I'll say 2-0 Mitch. But I could see a way where Noah makes it 2-1. Don't have much faith that Noah can pull this out. Which is insane to say, considering, like, Noah is Mitch's, like, sensei. But, yeah, I just based on what it is, I have to go that way. Farsighted Flygon's Mopton Beartix. Battle for the bottom. Battle for the bottom. That's my new phrase. Battle for the bottom. But I think Benny's on his way out. Can he keep Brandon down there? I'm gonna try to sensationalize this. However, I think my answer is no. I think the matchup might be there for him. The Tapu's gonna have a field day with Slowbro. I mean, Nihilego's the X factor for Benny. It can definitely do some work. And does he have an Ice type? He does not. How would he take out Landorus? I'm not sure. But Tapu versus Landorus is a problem. But Togekiss exists. Maybe this is a Gengar game, but then he's also weak to ground. He has a lot of ground type weaknesses for being such a I think he has to do work with Togekiss here. I think Togekiss is his X factor. Yes, he needs to be afraid of Bisharp and Raichu, Alolan Raichu, and Rotom Heat and Nihilega. Oh my god, I'm changing my pick to Benny. I just said for Pokemon I can stop Togekiss in its tracks. I mean, I think Brandon has a chance still based on the Pokemon he brings. He just has to predict correctly. Duraludon could be the X factor for him. But this ground typing is more troubling than I remember it being. I mean, Togekiss versus Lander C is one thing, but Togekiss against Raichu, Nihilego, and Rotom Heat is another. I gotta go 2-1 Benny here. I thought there's a chance, but there's not after digging deeper, just looking at the matchups. Brandon would have to play one of the best games of his life to win that. And I don't know if he can. I think Benny's on the come up. Lastly, and these are the two guys I want to hear it the most, so I'll go give him a good preview. New Orleans Pelipers versus New Bark United. And does he have the team to take out Glasstrier? He might. He might. Gudra is very troubling for Salamence, Dracovish, and Komodo. He has the Lele to stop the Komodo and bother the Clef. Excadrill destroys Clef. Hippowdon in the sand. Stoutland can get up and intimidate with Melodic. Melodic's pretty good against everything except Toxtricity. But he has counters to Toxtricity with Excadrill and Hippowdon. Even Regirock is a counter to Toxtricity. Talonflame. I mean, Talonflame's not great. But this is a... I got 2-1 Jacob here. I think if Jacob plays his cards right, yes, he's going to have to deal with Glastrier. So does everyone. But Jacob, you have a good team to deal with Glastrier. Now, can you beat Dusclops? That's your question. You got to beat Dusclops. How do you do it? You need to do that. It means it can Nightshade you, Will-O-Wisp you to death. Beat Dusclops, you can win this game. Because he's not taking... That's the thing. He doesn't have Curse anymore, so he's not going to take out the Lele with anything but a Nightshade unless he went for like a Shadow Ball or something. Which is plausible, I guess. But he'd have to make a completely different Dusclops for it. But Lele destroys Como. You guys also going to have to find a way around Gothitelle, which is incredibly tanky. But I figured there's a couple ways you can do it. I'm not going to give too many hints. Pinsir could be interesting here, by the way. Now, Graplocked, also in return, Graplocked could be a major problem. That's crazy. The Tier 5s, the Master Ball, the Pokeball Pokemon can make a big difference here. I think there are a couple different ways to take out Glastrier in this matchup. Scrafty could be decent also for the Excadrill. But then there's Lele. This could be the Lele game that we've been looking for. He uses it so defensively and passively. I don't know if he should move to an aggressive set. Maybe Dynamax it. I mean, I think Glastrier is the ultimate Dynamax option for Justin until proved otherwise. But I think he could also Dynamax. Maybe even like Dracovish or Gmax Toxtricity would work. Maybe Como. So I don't know if he's Dynamax Glastrier every time. Maybe he's Dynamax Como once, but I don't think he has. But this could be very interesting. And got 2-1 Jacob. Just a couple different things I think he can do that can bother Justin just enough. And we saw what he did last week. So we know he has the stall in him to do it. But that's going to wrap tonight up. Thanks for tuning in to the Coach's Lounge solo show. Lean back, chilling. But I hope guys listen to this on a later date. And I will see you guys later. Good luck in week 8, everybody.